What about that for a shot then? That's some special trick shot, isn't it? How many cushions? 1, 2, 3, and a pot on the black. A great way to finish the frame, albeit he struggled to get over the line.
I think the interval came at a good time for Selby. He was definitely struggling beforehand. He would have been annoyed not to be 3-1 up, but it was a great little clearance from his opponent to make it 2 each, but just a chance to regroup. And he's done that pretty effectively. He's played a good deal better in this half of the match. Not by any means his best, but it's increasingly looking likely to be good enough to get himself into the last 32. He's lost in round 1, remember, the last 2 years of this tournament, and he's not been past the last 16 since he won it 10 years ago. So it's not been a happy hunting ground of late, the German Masters for Selby. But if he can get a win under his belt, as now looks likely, he can build himself into the tournament. Assuming he does win, he'll play Elliot Slesser next.
Well, that was a good red to get on because it was slightly tricky to land behind, and now essentially that was frame ball, match ball, but again it comes down to the same old story that the next red will just about seal the deal here. And he has played better, Philip is right. I've been a little disappointed with Lu Hongyu. It's never easy to play Selby, of course, because it's an all-round game. But he will come away from this match, the youngster, 20 years of age, thinking that maybe, you know, he could have won a couple more of the frames, he could have won the match. But he's not going to.
Made a break of 64, Lou, in the second frame, and that clearance that was surely his best snooker of the match to win the fourth frame, but any momentum he did build up in winning that evaporated during the interval. Selby has upped his game, as you would have expected him to do. And in the end, it's a pretty comfortable win for the 4-times world champion. The green's gone in, but that's surely too little too late for Lu Hongyu, who offers his hand. So the former German Masters champion, Mark Selby, is through. Plenty of room for improvement, but he won't mind that. It's about getting through in the early rounds, which he struggled to do of late in this tournament. But the winner a decade ago moves pretty serenely in the end through to the round of 32. He's beaten Lu Hongyu here in Berlin by 5 frames to 2.
Yeah, well, you'd love this sort of half-angled or very close to the pocket just to make the pot more difficult. It could have been easier. But the danger is, you know, Lily makes the clearance and then suddenly we're into a frame that Alan will feel it really shouldn't be playing.
Yeah, I mean, get the pot. Ideally, you want to pot it on the thick side. Let's see. Yeah, he did. And just about avoided the in-off. And, yeah, see, you pot that a wee bit thinner, you're liable to go in-off. So, a green that he should, you know, normally make, as he's still got the heart. Yeah, he just kind of felt that
David Lilley, 2.
it wasn't going to happen. So Mark with a chance to put it to bed. Does need brown in addition. So far from easy. But if this goes in, it should be end of match.
3.
Yes, it's been very one-sided. So the favourites really coming to the fore in this
7.
year's German Masters. Been very few surprise results in this opening round. But Mark Allen, I'm sure will feel he'll have to cut out
12.
the little errors against Wu Yizhou, who of course is so dangerous. 2 ranking finals this season, English and Scottish Opens. He's his next opponent.
Mark Allen, 12.
Mark Allen completes victory by 5 frames to 0. Little pat on the back for David Lilley. It was a bad day at the office for him, simple as that. But Allen delighted to continue his progress here in Berlin. He's into the last 32, commanding victory by 5 frames to 0.
And he's now taken out Mark Williams.
88.
And he's doing it in style. Can he finish with a century? That would be the icing on the cake. It's been
95.
a fairly ordinary season for him. Down in the 60s on the one-year list. Only 1 round of 32 before
96.
tonight. So this will surely rank as his finest victory of the season, given the venue, given the calibre of opponent. Terrific. Outstanding break from Aaron Hill. His 9th century of the season.
103.
Well, I do think that he is a sort of player, he's quite aggressive against top players. I think he sees it.
106.
It's not something to be scared of, playing a leading player, but, you know, something to inspire him. And sometimes in the qualifiers, perhaps, the results have not gone his way. But his best form is good enough to beat that man today.
110.
So, wouldn't like to say how far in the event he'll go, but he's not impossible. He could go deep. He's good enough, I feel. So, all credit to Aaron Hill.
115.
It'll be Noppon Sankam or Jimmy Robertson next for him.
Aaron Hill, 115.
What a brilliant break of 115 that was from Ireland's Aaron Hill. Congratulated by Mark Williams. A thoroughly deserved victory. He played brilliantly after the interval. 3 straight frames, finishing with a century. One of the biggest wins of his career, certainly the biggest of his season. He's through to the round of 32 and he's done it in handsome fashion. Aaron Hill has beaten Mark Williams 5-2.